Hello.
Thank you for calling Massage Envy and Orem. This is Lauren. How can I help you?
Shut the fuck up. Oh, I swore too soon.
We're not going to get paid for this.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. This is demonetized. As if we've ever made money off of this, ever.
This is funding my whole life. I don't know what you mean.
This is my living.
Yeah.
This is my full-time job that I haven't done in a month.
Can you guys hype us up more so that this can be
our
full-time job?
If we could do this full-time, we would upload an episode every week. For sure. Easy. You know what I mean? But yeah, we make
if we put in more effort to like advertising or something.
Well, if I could figure out
there are probably plenty of people who would think we're funny.
If I could figure out how to like record us with a camera,
that would help for sure.
And then we could like clip, stuff and put it on TikTok or whatever. TikTok. Hickory dickory dock. TikTok.
That's what I was thinking.
We're
catching fire.
Yeah. We're catching fire. Like right now. Like we're actually like
on fire.
I'm like burning, but like it's fine.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Welcome back to the Ren and Stumpy pod. The Pog Pod. We should just rename it.
The Ren and Stumpy Pog Pod.
Just the Pog
Just the Pog Pod.
Do you think there is a podcast called
Probably.
that? I'm gonna look it up on Apple Podcasts. Okay, you
talk
to the people.
I was gonna say I'll talk about something while you're doing that, but I don't have anything to talk about.
You can talk about our Lord and Savior,
Jesus Christ.
Donald Trump.
Whoa.
Donald J. Trump. Donald Jesus Trump.
You know it's John?
Donald John Trump.
I didn't know the J was John.
That's basic. Like, that sounds about right.
No, I was going to talk about...
Also, he's not our Lord and Savior. Like, I was lying. Like, we don't like him.
I'm standing with the chosen one.
I searched...
What did...
sorry, there's
I did actually have something to say.
Okay, 1 second. Can I say that, though? I searched the Pog Pod on Apple Podcasts, and it came up with...
Apple Podcasts?
No, and it came up with a podcast called Pod Save America.
Oh, God.
Their most recent episode is called Fear and Unity in Milwaukee. And then they have another one called Is the Biden Dam Breaking? Biden Digs In. Was Biden's big boy presser enough?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Anyways.
I was gonna let the people know that I got my period.
Woo! That's what you're
That's a big deal. It has been almost a year since the last time I had a period.
That is crazy.
Because of my
I can't believe you had a
PCOS.
baby like a month ago.
I know. My little infant. No, I
don't
was
think that
diagnosed
joke
with
makes sense to the
PCOS,
people.
and I started on medication, and my period came back. So that is a good thing.
That is a good thing.
I was kind of enjoying
Round
the
of
lack
applause
of
for
periods.
Annie and her
So
bloody
I'm kind of
uterus.
upset actually that it's back, but it's a good thing.
Would we round of applause for Annie and her bleeding uterus right now? Would we?
That's the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Literally round of applause for Annie and her bleeding uterus.
We're done talking about my uterus now.
Uterus. You the worst. Okay. Well, that's good news. Also, Trump got shot. That's good news.
Yeah.
Well, is it? There's so many.
Have you seen
consequences of that action?
Well, did you see Kendall's story?
The people
like
putting the
bandages on their ears.
You know what I noticed about that photo? None of them were hot.
Oh god, all of them.
They were all ugly.
For real.
Not that that's like what's important, but it's kind of important.
Yeah.
I side with the hot ones. That's something I've noticed. The Republicans are like usually ugly. And like leftists are not.
Mitt Romney's not like horrible.
No, I'm not just talking about politicians. I'm just talking about like people, in,
just
general.
People in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that leftist politicians are hot. I don't.
Okay. Yeah, Biden.
No, I mean Kamala's pretty.
Leslie Knope.
I don't know. No, I'm not.
I just rewatched Parks and Rec, and I think it's so funny every
how
time
into
Leslie
Biden
talks about
she
Joe
is.
Biden.
It is kind of funny, like knowing the future.
I also know for a fact that Leslie would not support Joe Biden anymore if she was real. I think she would.
Yeah, no.
She would have ditched him.
Anyways. What was I going to say? Well, another thing that's come to light recently is I feel like a lot of people have been talking about it, especially women, the lead being found in tampons.
Ugh. Yeah.
Sick,
awesome.
dope. This is really awesome
cool
news.
for us.
What I was going to talk about with that is, like, to me, the craziest thing about it is that, like, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Well, like,
yeah,
I
no,
care.
I don't care either.
But, like, I mean, like, I'm not at all surprised. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, what did we expect? Is that an icebreaker sour?
Yeah,
Can I have a watermelon one?
Of course.
Where are the watermelon
Go for
ones?
it. There's one right there. Okay. You went for one way.
That's the one I can see.
There's one right there.
Well, these close ones are hidden by an edge. I
Oh,
can't.
that's so true.
Yeah. These things fucking good.
Right.
I forgot about
Big
them
throwback.
shits. Yeah, they're good. Y'all fuck with icebreaker sours?
Yeah.
You better. Otherwise, turn this shit off.
No,
You're not allowed to listen.
we didn't get a response, so fuck you guys.
Wow. You didn't even answer. Me when I'm
What
talking to
was I
Sugar and she
saying?
doesn't respond.
How could she?
And I'm like, Sugar, do you want your dinner? Okay, well, fuck you. Don't even talk to me.
Then. No, my toxic trait, I just don't care. I'm like,
Like,
it's
what am I
probably
gonna
not even
do?
that big of a deal. It's probably largely fear mongering.
Well, maybe. But also, like, what am I gonna do? Like, what?
There's nothing you can do about it. I refuse to wear the like reusable stuff. They scare the crap out of me.
They
I'm
scare
not
me too.
using a Diva
I use
cup.
pads, but
I
I just
also saw
realized that.
somebody saying
Whoa. I just feel like there are no good options.
most of
as a
those
woman.
metals are because cotton grows from the ground. Those are just metals found in the ground.
Do you think that's true?
And that's where they came from. It is true that it's not regulated how much of those metals and chemicals end up in it.
Then maybe they should at least regulate it. At very, like, minimum.
But it is mostly just stuff that is in the ground. So it ended up in the thing that grew in the ground.
I truly do hope that that's true.
Yeah. But
anyway.
honestly, I just don't care. I don't wear tampons unless I'm swimming anyway, so.
I mean, it does suck, though, to know that the stuff that we're literally putting inside our bodies, like, isn't regulated.
Yeah, but I'm just not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised. That's what I'm saying, is, like, the craziest thing about it is how not crazy I find it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm not surprised. Like, it does suck.
Yeah.
But, like,
I'm just mad I have to go back to paying for pads and tampons. BS.
Yeah, and they're not cheap.
No.
Anyways.
Stupid.
So today, our topic... Well, okay, you guys remember a few episodes ago, we did just, like, stuff that... Like, our pet peeves, stuff that we just, like, hate. Mm-hmm. For, like, maybe no reason, but, like, we just don't fuck with it. Some of them were valid. Most of them, I think, were. But sometimes we had things where, like, I don't know why, but I just don't like this. We wanted to do an opposite kind of version of that. Sort of, like, I don't know why, but I do fuck with this. Like, I just love this thing so much. Just stuff we like. Yeah. Do you have any, like, super niche things on your list?
Yes,
or
I do have one.
You do? I feel like I don't have any particularly niche things. They're just, like, I don't know. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll say my really weird niche one.
You're going to start with that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know that meme? Like, that GIF that people sometimes comment on Instagram of Ariel from Little Mermaid, and it's, like, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yeah, and they're, like, doing that little dance.
Yeah, they're doing that little dance.
That little step dance.
When that GIF perfectly lines up with the audio in the video that they're commenting on, and they're like, it sounds like it looks like they're actually dancing to that correct audio. It's so satisfying.
But on the flip side, when it doesn't line up, it's like the most irritating
hurts me so bad. But more often than not, I actually see it lining up, which is weird.
Do you know what I think is funny when I'm on, like, Instagram or whatever, and I open up the comments and there are GIFs? I feel like this happens to me all the time. I'll watch a specific video, and then first thing, I'm like, I can guarantee you right now, top comment is going to be the GIF of Rowley looking down. Like, you know? Yeah. I always know when it's going to be there, and I'm right every time. I'm like, and that feels so satisfying. I'm like, I know exactly what GIF is going to be here, and then I'm like, there it is.
Love that.
There it is.
There it is.
She blows. Something that I love, for, like, not no reason, but something that I think maybe other people don't understand me on is I go butt face knockers, if you will, for, oh, you know what I love? You know, I'm gonna go back to my other one. I love that. I'll come back to the other one. I love the aspect of the English language where you can just make shit up,
and it's a very onomatopoetic language that people just understand what you're
saying.
saying.
Well, and also I think
right.
our usage of prefixes and suffixes makes it so we can easily create
true.
our
you
own
can mix
word.
And match.
If we, like, have a root word, we can add whatever prefixes and suffixes we want to make up our own thing. And I love that about the English language. I think that that's such a fun thing, and it's something that's, like, probably really frustrating for, like, non-native speakers.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because I know people that do it all the time. Like, you just say something, you're like, this is very, I don't know, I can't even think of it. This, like, it's dartboard-ish.
Sure.
Like, if you see something, you're like, it's kind of like you can just add ish to the end of literally any word.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. But you can do it with a bunch of things. And I love that.
Agreed.
That reminded, because when I said butt-face knockers, that reminded me of that.
You know, butt-face knockers, you just said that one day, and I knew exactly what you meant.
No, it's not a thing. It's not like a saying.
No, that's just us.
But it just means, like, going insane. Like, going
like,
butt-face knockers.
Like, hype, crazy, going wild.
Yeah.
Butt-face knockers.
I also love the way that different animals' shits can mean different things.
That is wonderful.
Dog shit, this is, like, horrible.
Like, yeah.
Horse shit, that's a lie.
Batshit
crazy.
Of course.
Ape shit, like, extra crazy, more like actually insane.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Well, because, like, batshit is just, like, being a little cuckoo in the head, but ape shit is, like, physically, going crazy. Like,
can we just make up more with different animals?
Oh, like, I remember Tanner, our older brother, I talked to him about this. Him and his girlfriend, Izzy, had a conversation about this one time, and they were discussing, like, what other animals' shits would be. And they said something that's just, like, weird is, like, lizard shit. What is this? That's weird. And I was like, I feel like that works. Like, it's just good. Odd, absurd lizard shit. I love that, too.
Yeah.
Anyways, you do one. I'll come back to my other one.
I love the versatility of swear words.
I do, too.
I think my next one's just going to be adding on to that.
Shit is great.
Great.
Shit can be used for so many different things.
Like, I don't know why people think swear words are so bad. They're so versatile.
They are.
They help you get your point across in so many situations.
They do.
They help emphasize your point.
I saw a study one time that said that people who tend to swear more are actually usually more intelligent.
So true.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any validity to that,
but
I choose to believe it.
But I'm like, that's me, though.
Because why wouldn't you? They're just words that some idiot decided were bad one day for who knows the fuck why.
I wonder how those came about. Like, why did we decide the word fuck was, like, bad?
I don't know.
Someone heard it once and they were like, that sounds bad.
Yeah,
that sounds wrong. I don't know about that one.
Like, we have words that we know specifically the origin of why they're considered
like
bad.
Slurs.
Like slurs.
Yes.
Like the N-word, we know exactly why that word is considered bad and why we don't say it.
A lot of cuss words, I'm like, why, though? Like, why is
so, like, this conversation does not go for slurs. I don't say slurs.
Yeah. Oh, they're just words.
They're just words. No, I only mean that when I talk about swear words. And maybe they have some historical reason that at some point they actually were bad. I'm sure they all came from something.
But they don't have that connotation anymore, so I just don't get it. They don't have that
connotation anymore. Nobody knows where they came from anymore. Except
for maybe, someone probably does. Like, I could probably just Google it.
I'm sure you could.
Actually, I'm going to Google it right now. The word shit. Where did the word shit originate? Whoa. Where did the word shit originate?
But I just don't understand why they're so bad. Like, if I have kids one day and they swear, like, they're not getting punished for swearing. They're just words. Who cares?
Okay, it literally just meant poop. Like, okay, the word shit.
Vulgar way of saying poop?
Yeah, well, it says, okay, the word shit likely originated from the Old English word for dung. Skite. I think is how you say it. Or it's S-C-I-T? Shite, whatever.
Who knows?
Before morphing into the Middle English word for excrement, shit, S-C-H-I-T-T-E. So it just meant excrement. It just meant poop.
It's just shit.
And, like, I guess over time people started to use it as a more vulgar way of saying poop, and so people just decided, yeah, this is the vulgar version of it. But, like, what? And now it's to the point that you can't say it on TV? Why? Like, I don't know. I think that's weird. But, anyways. But I agree. The versatility of swear words is something that I love very much.
Yeah.
They're very... Okay. The next thing I was going to say... Well, it was the first thing I was going to say, and then I got distracted.
Yes.
I love orange Starbursts. They are, I think, an underrated flavor in the pack, in all the Starburst packs. People are all about the pink Starburst, which is fine.
They're my favorite. I've got to say it.
I know, but it's like that's most people's favorite. Yeah. But I have to be honest, like, I don't get the hype.
I do love an orange Starburst.
I think they're good. I think
I'm with you.
The thing with me,
better, but
the thing with me is I don't love super sweet sweets, and I think the pink Starburst is just like a very sweet, sugary strawberry flavor, and the oranges have that like tartness. They're a little sour. They're not like sour candy, but like, you know what I mean. And I just love it. I could eat orange Starbursts forever. I get so excited, but it's kind of nice. Something I love about orange Starbursts is actually that. And, like, do I think they deserve more hype? Yes. But I kind of love that they don't, because most people will give me their oranges.
Real.
Like, I'm like, I will trade you all my pinks. And they're like, really? And I'm like, 100%. Like, please. Like, so that's something that's kind of nice about having a favorite flavor of a candy that's not, like, the popular favorite, is everyone will give you theirs.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's kind of nice. Oh, also, sorry to the Dumpies. I had a cold all week, so I'm still sounding a little congested, so I will apologize for that if you guys don't like the sound of my sick voice.
You see Kendall's message she just sent?
Sorry, Annie and I are distracted because we're on our phones while we're recording a podcast, which is super professional. Wait, sorry. Wait, I don't know what's happening. I can't read and think. I'm going to look at this later.
Kendall is letting us know about a discount on pregnancy tests.
Oh. Ooh. What is it, like buy one, get one free?
There's a $5 off coupon for a 2-pack.
Oh, you can get pregnancy tests at the dollar store.
Yeah.
And they work just the same. So if your pregnancy test is costing more than $5 to begin with, then don't buy those ones. The clear blue ones are so overpriced. All pregnancy tests...
$4 for 2.
All pregnancy tests work the same. Like, for real. Everyone needs to know this. If you're worried about buying a cheap pregnancy test, don't be. They all, like, legitimately, they all work the same.
I mean, I don't think they're allowed to make pregnancy tests that don't
it's been, like,
correctly.
proven. Like, they will all, like, they will all produce the same results. Anyways, put your phone down.
Okay.
What's your next thing that you love?
I think I actually talked to you about this already because I couldn't wait.
Well, we've talked about everything
on the pod. But I'll talk about it again anyway. I love when people have a story to tell, and it's like a pretty simple, short story, but
I know where this
there's
is going.
a lot of background information that's needed for it that's like useless in any other context, but they're like, you need to know how I ended up in this one specific situation. I love that. I'm like, they're give me the whole story. I'm here, I'm sat.
I'm like, sorry, there's like so much backstory to this. They're like, it's hard to like explain because you have to know like so much. I'm like, tell me all of it.
Give me right now.
I just love to listen to people talk.
I do not mind. Yeah.
But
I love listening to people yap.
Me too. Even though I'm also like a bad listener.
The longer the story, the better. I love it.
I think my version of active listening. Well, I was about to say that's my version of active listening. Yeah. Most people like, active listening is like, oh, wow. But mine's like, that reminds me of the time that I...
We're just such Halversons. It's such a Halverson trait, I think. We've always
Is it a Halverson trait or is it like an ADHD trait?
Well, it might be a bit of both. Well, I think our entire family is really neurodivergent, so...
Okay. Diagnose all of us. Go ahead. Dad.
The girls have ADHD, the boys have autism.
Okay.
You know I'm right. Anyways.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't know.
But
do you think that goes for our cats too?
Our family has just interrupted each other all the time so much.
Well, we grew up in a big family. If you wanted to be heard, you had to learn to just like talk over people. Yeah. And so we all like learned how to listen to multiple people at the same time too.
Also, as the youngest child and the middle child, I feel like both of us had to do that even more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Or else we definitely got talked over.
Yeah.
So that's why they're always getting mad at us nowadays for being too loud and talking too much, just because we had to compensate. I have
brought that up in therapy multiple times.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I love that too. I love when people like have a lot to say. I'm like, tell it all. Like, I love to listen to people tell their stories, unless it's someone I don't like. If it's someone who's talking to me about shit I don't care about, I'm like, stop. But like my friends,
it's not hard to tell whether or not I'm interested in your story.
Oh yeah, no, like, it's really easy to tell if I'm engaged or not.
Are so bad at reading me. And I'm like, how can you not tell that I don't care about what you're saying?
We have coworkers who have this problem.
If you shut up and walked away right now, I would not give a shit. Like,
I would give a shit. I'd
be so happy. Like, how can you not tell how uninterested I am in this? So many of our coworkers, so many of the back of house people, I'm just like,
this kind of stuff happens with like strangers. Like when you sit next to someone on a bus or an airplane, and they're like
clients at work.
Yeah, oh and I'm like, what? I don't know you. I don't want to hear your life story.
If I was interested in this story, you would know. I'd be interrupting you.
Yeah, you would know. I'd be like actually saying things back and talking about myself too. Like I wouldn't just be like, wow, whoa,
yeah,
no way. Anyway, let's see, what's my next one? Oh, okay. I love things that are like when people point out. How do I explain? Sometimes humans are just like cute. Like when you think about this,
I love when humans are cute.
Like when you think about the stuff that we do, and you're like, honestly, humans are just kind of adorable. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I think about a lot like that is doorbells. Like, we show up at where someone else lives, and to announce that we're here, we just, like, ding dong. We're like, ding dong. Like, we make a little sound to, like, let people know we're here.
I think we should
and I think that is so cute.
You know how they do it in Brazil?
They just, like, yell outside
They just yell from the street. They're just like, hey, I'm out here.
Hi. Is Maria home?
Pretty much. But no, doorbells are cute. You're not wrong.
I also think, like, the fact that we make snowmen is really cute.
That is adorable.
Like, ice flakes fall from the sky, and we're like, let's make it look like us. That's so cute. Like, imagine
Which nothing like us, though.
No, you know what I mean, though. Like, imagine any other animal being like, oh, we're gonna make one that looks like us. Like, if you saw cats making something that looked like a cat,
that would be really weird.
Like, that'd be so cute, though. You'd be like, oh, they're making it in their image. Like, that's kind of adorable that we do that. We're just like, oh, we're gonna make the snow look like us. It's like a person.
No, like, humans are adorable. So there's a lot of stuff that humans do that I think is so cute.
I know, and those things always make me so happy. When people point those out, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. That is really cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or that we, like, own pets. We're just like, oh, cat, come here.
I like you. You're gonna stay with me, and I'm gonna lock you in my bedroom.
An animal just living in our house, and they're, like, completely dependent on us and love us. Yes. Yeah. Love that, too.
Did I have another one?
You can just think of another one. I'm sure you have more things that you love.
Well, I saw a video right before I came here that has been making me think of this. I really, really love, especially when, okay, hold on. I love cute pregnancy reveals, not gender reveals. That's not the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, just like a girl, like, telling her girlfriends that she's pregnant. Oh, yeah. Those videos are always so cute, and it's just, like, the definition of girlhood, I think. And they're so sweet and so supportive. I love videos like that.
I love that one where she was, like, giving her, like, younger brother, I think, a little, like, baby onesie that said, like, I have the best uncle or something, whatever, to, like, tell him that she's having a baby. Cute. And he immediately thought it was, like, for his cat. And he was like, oh, this is sick. And then he goes looking for his cat, and they're like, no, it's not for the cat. And he's like, oh, well, who am I supposed to put it on? No! Like, he immediately went to go find his cat to put it on him.
I love that so much.
Have you not seen that one?
No, I haven't. I've seen two recently that I thought were adorable. One, two best friends were about to announce their pregnancies
with
to
each other with, like, the bottle of, like, champagne or whatever it was. Or not champagne, because obviously they can't drink alcohol, but...
Well, they were.
Oh, yeah, no, because they were giving it to the other person. They didn't know.
Only their partners could drink them.
No, I saw that one.
Yeah, that one was so cute. And then I saw one today that was, like, it was these three girls doing, like, a fit check together. Mm-hmm. And the girl in the middle was like, guys, do you think I look pregnant in this? I feel like I look pregnant. And they're like, no, what are you talking about? You don't look pregnant. And she's like, oh, I don't? Because I am pregnant. It was so cute. And then her friends,
because I am, actually.
It was really cute. I was like, that's such a cute way of doing it. But
I kind of reminds me.
I have no interest in having babies of my own, but I always think those.
I will, like, at some point in some time. Every time
to me in a cute
every
way.
time I see a cute video of, like, an Asian baby, I'm like, damn.
That's gonna be
my boyfriend's Korean. And every time I see a cute video like that, I send it to him. I'm like, let's have a baby. And then he doesn't respond to me.
I don't want to sound weird, but, like, Asian babies are really fucking cute.
I don't think that's weird. I think that's a generally agreed upon thing. Yeah. Asian babies are so cute. They always have the biggest cheeks. Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't know. They're just so smiley.
I think it also often comes down to the way Asian people often dress their kids.
Yes.
They always...
I don't know if...
They love to put them in huge coats, which I think is so cute.
I think... Nathan might be in charge of dressing our babies. I think he'd be better at that, actually. Like, I think he'll make some cute little baby outfits. Yeah. He has better fashion than I do, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's not a... He definitely does.
He's Korean.
He's Korean. It's kind of just like a given. Yeah. Fashion's so big there.
If you don't have good fashion sense in Korea, you're going to stand out for looking
You're not
bad.
Korean, then. Like, I feel like it's just... It's like in their blood. They just know. They come out of the womb knowing how to dress, I swear. Which is, like, good for them. Yeah. Couldn't be me, but, like, good for you. Anyway, what's my next one? Okay. Are you bored? No. Oh, I love dips and sauces. Oh! I think all the time about that guy you told me about at Blaze that one time.
I can't believe it.
Tell the story.
Okay, so I didn't actually meet the guy.
Well, right. It was his wife, right?
Yeah, so it was his wife and, like, one of her friends or something that was coming through the line at Blaze. And she was telling her friend about her husband.
If you guys don't know what Blaze is, it's a pizza place Annie used to work at.
Yes, because I think her friend asked for, like, extra sauce on her pizza, and so that's what brought it to her mind.
I feel like that's weird.
Oh, the weirdest thing about my husband, blah, 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 whatever. He doesn't like sauce at all. He doesn't dip anything in sauce. He won't eat anything that has sauce on it.
He just eats, like, a dry chicken finger? Like, his, like, wings, he just, like, does he get dry rubs, or...
Apparently,
just, like,
I
plain?
don't know.
That's so weird. Like, he doesn't, like, dip his fries in ketchup? Or, like...
No, I was agog. I was
agog?
Flabbergasted.
I was aghast.
Like, I was shocked. I was like, that's insane. How can you go through life without sauce?
That's obscene.
I purposefully make lower calorie foods so that I can still have my sauces on them.
Yes.
So that, like, half of my meal, like, half the calories in my meal are from sauce.
No.
But I'm okay with that.
I literally make salads just because I want to eat ranch.
Same.
Like, I'll be thinking, like, Caesar dressing sounds really good. I'm going to make a Caesar salad.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I'm allowed to
dressing.
slather this in ranch because the salad itself is so low calorie. I can throw ranch
sauces,
all over it.
Okay. And, like, my friend Mia always made fun of us coming over to our house because when you open our fridge door, the entire door is condiments. But, like, how else do you live? Like, what else? What do you mean? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't. What do you mean?
Jennifer Lawrence?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like, because I don't get it. Like, how do you not have, like, 5 different salad dressings plus barbecue sauce and ketchup and mustard and mayo and honey mustard and buffalo sauce and soy sauce and oyster sauce and, like, teriyaki sauce? Like, you have to have all the sauces. I love sauce. You need to have sauces. And, like, sauces from different... You gotta have your Asian sauces. You gotta have your Mexican sauces.
Yes.
Like, you need to have...
I need my sauce.
So many different varieties of sauce. Like, I just... Sauce. How do you... Yeah. I can't eat dry stuff.
I want wings.
Me too. I love wings. I love
get wings?
When I get buffalo wings and I dunk the whole thing in ranch. Honestly, I think my wings should come tossed in ranch, and I should just dip them in a little bit of buffalo. Except ranch gets, like, really weird when it's hot. You know, when it gets, like, clear.
I don't need my wings to be hot, though. Like, I will eat room temperature wings.
Well, I need my ranch to be cold is the thing, and I don't want cold wings. Anyways, so sauces and dips. Big fan.
Big fan.
Big old fan. Dunking my fucking Papa John's pizza in some garlic butter. Yes, please. Okay, you know what? The one time I'm not a huge sauce girly. Hear me out. I don't like when it's, like, cheesy bread or crazy bread. I don't like dipping it in marinara.
No, you're so right.
I just like the cheese and the bread and the garlic. That's good enough for me. Same with, like, mozzarella sticks.
If there's a drizzle on it, then I can get behind that. Like, Blaze has,
like a pesto drizzle. Yeah, that's, like,
pesto
fine.
Drizzle. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to.
I'm not big in, like, dipping that stuff into marinara. Because the thing is,
mozzarella sticks too. Yeah,
well, the thing is, like, I'm usually eating that with pizza, and so I'm like, I'm getting my marinara fix. I need this just for the cheese.
Yeah, it's just like eating more pizza if you're dipping your cheesy bread in pizza.
You get it. If you're dipping your cheesy bread in pizza, it's just like eating pizza.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I'm glad you agree with me. And, like, mozzarella sticks, I'm like, like, I just love the flavor of the cheese. Yeah. If I dip it in marinara sauce, it's just like, where's the cheese? Because I just want to eat a bunch of cheese. That's the only reason I'm really eating mozzarella sticks. Just to eat a bunch of cheese. Okay, yours next.
I don't have any more.
You don't have any?
I don't love anything else.
Okay. Well, we're only 28 minutes in, so you got to think of something. I'm sure you love other things.
Oh, you know one thing I love? When you've spent, like, a whole day being around other people, you haven't had like a single moment to yourself. You get in your car at the end of the day and you just let it rip.
Oh,
biggest fart
when
ever.
You just rip ass.
It's so satisfying.
You know what?
And it's so relieving.
That's a great context for ripping ass, but most contexts, I love ripping ass. I love... No, like, hear me out. Farting feels so good.
Farting feels great.
It is so relieving.
Especially, like I said, if you've been holding it in for a long time and it's, like, starting to hurt.
Yeah.
And then especially if you can get it all in, like, one go.
Oh, yes. It's like
I just needed one giant fart, and now
You're like, I emptied my colon. Well, okay. No, like I said, like, that's a great context for it. But most contexts, I'm like, this was a great time. I was really happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan and I were playing darts the other day, and he was standing behind me while I was taking my turn, and I farted right on him. And apparently he was about to, like, grab my butt, like, right as I farted. And he's like, oh, you have to give me a warning. I was about to touch your butt.
Farted on his hand.
Almost.
Yucky.
I was like, sorry, I don't give warnings. I just rip.
Milkshake.
Dude, she was mad.
Mean.
That
in
was
hindsight,
mean.
that was mean.
No, if someone did that to me, I wouldn't even eat it.
Yeah, no.
I would be so pissed off.
Yeah, that's mean.
Guys, we went to Sonic.
Yeah, I think so.
We went to Sonic and got milkshakes once.
Yeah.
Speaking of mozzarella sticks. And our sister drove us. We were young at the time.
Yeah,
she was like 16. She had just like got her driver's license or whatever. So
she's a
like,
lot older than us. Well, same age gap between you and her as you and me, but 10 years between me and her.
So she was like a teenager, and she took us to Sonic, and we all got milkshakes. And then we stopped at 7-Eleven for some reason.
Yeah, we stopped at a gas station on the way home. She needed to go in and get something.
Yeah, she went into the 7-Eleven, and her milkshake was in the cup holder, like in the center console. And while she was in there, we all farted on her milkshake.
I feel like we need to call her and apologize.
I feel like we do. And the thing is, she blew up. Like, she was so mad. Why did we tell her?
She was super angry. I don't know why we told her. She had every right to be angry, though. She did. I feel so bad.
And the thing is, we got home and Mom and Dad were like telling her she was being so dramatic, and we're like, let it go.
No, but, like, I'm on her side.
It's not going to contaminate her. No, I've like pretty much always been on her side. It was not a cool thing for us to do. Anyway, so there's a little bit of lore for you guys. Oh, that's another thing I love. I love
lore dropping.
I love lore dropping.
Yeah.
Especially to people who've like known me for a really long time, and I tell them something they didn't know, because it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
And they're like, really? And I'm like, you didn't know that? Oh my god. Like, I didn't realize I still had stuff I could tell you that you didn't know.
Yeah.
I dropped some lore on you the other day. My Katy Perry, David Archuleta lore. Did you not watch my Snap video?
Yeah. No, I remember.
But you never responded to it.
That was good.
Should I share with
Did
the
I
people?
not respond?
Mm-mm.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to share it with the people.
I responded
Do you think
in my
it's the
head.
story worth telling on the pod?
For sure.
Okay.
Lauren, any story is worth telling on this podcast.
We've told the dumbest things on this podcast, so...
It's a low bar.
It's a super low bar. We could just sit and fart in this podcast, and it'd be the same as most episodes. Anyways, that's another thing I love, farting on the pod. One time I was at work, and Alicia was listening to a podcast. Alicia's our old boss, and she was like... She laughed about something, and I was like, what? She's like, oh, the podcast I'm listening to, they just decided to end it because one of them needed to fart. And I was like, if it were me...
You just fart on the pod.
I was like, if it were my podcast, I would have just farted on the pod. And she's like, it was your podcast. And I was like, oh.
What? It was us?
Yeah.
We farted on the pod many times.
I don't remember.
It was probably early on.
I don't remember what episode it was, but I was like, okay, let's go. I need to fart. And then we ended it. That was like... what was I about to say? I was going to tell a story.
Oh, David Archuleta.
Oh, my lore. Okay, lore. So when I was, I think like 9 or 10, it was 2008. So I was 9 or 10. Yeah, we have like snack cakes and stuff.
Yeah, I'll find something.
Or like Ritz.
Stop talking.
Crackers. You asked me a question.
I changed my mind.
Okay, anyways, when I was like 9 or 10, I was staying at my grandma's house with my cousin, and we were staying in like the basement room, like having a little sleepover. So yeah, we were having like a little sleepover, and in the like guest room we were staying in, there's a little like radio kind of like CD player thing, and we turned on the radio at night, and the song that was playing was "I Kissed a Girl" by Katy Perry. Scandalous. And you guys have to remember, we grew up
sheltered Mormon,
very
girls.
sheltered, very Mormon. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, my cousin and I were like, can you believe these lyrics? Can you believe, like, what she's saying? Oh my gosh, I've never heard something like this before.
You should bring this up to her again. I highly doubt that she's homophobic now.
Haley?
Yeah.
I have no idea. She might not even remember that happened, to be honest. Also, I never talked to her anymore.
Okay, continue.
Anyways,
yeah, we went to her baby shower like a couple weeks ago, and neither
and I like didn't. I said like, "Hi, oh my gosh."
I don't think I talked to her at all.
I'm just antisocial. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do those kinds of things. I can't do bridal showers and baby showers and stuff
so forced.
Like. It feels so awkward. I don't know. Anyway,
okay, continue. Sorry.
So we heard "I Kissed a Girl" and we were all like flabbergasted. And then the next song after was a David Archuleta song, probably "Crush," because that came out in the same year. It was also 2008. And me, being Mormon, David Archuleta, past
Crush
being
came
Mormon.
out the same year as "Replay" by Shiny. What a year!
Iconic. And "I Kissed a Girl" by Katy Perry.
What a year!
What a year!
Continue.
Anyway.
I was only 5 when Crush came out.
Yeah. Have you seen that picture of you wearing your David Archuleta shirt? You're like 3 years old.
I was really small. That's true.
Okay, anyways, I was a big fan of David Archuleta because I was Mormon and he was Mormon and my family always watched him.
That was it, pretty much.
And my family always watched American Idol together and I thought he was so cute. I had such a big crush on him. Still do, honestly. Like, slay.
He's eating it up nowadays.
No, and he looks even better now. Yeah, for real. He's like, David Archuleta is another one of the things I just love David Archuleta.
I love him too.
It is. Icon. I don't know any other like celebrities that are like big time ex-Mormons. Like
there are a couple.
There are some, but they're like ex-Mormons who didn't really have a huge history with the church.
He was very publicly Mormon though.
Like, and for a long time,
and like major
served
spokesman for the church.
and served a mission, like, and like was born and raised in it. Very different from what I've seen with other people's experiences, where they're like, "Oh, my family went when I was a kid,"
Mormon, or my family was kind of Mormon.
Like Chris Evans, I think, like
or like Jeanette McCurdy, her family was Mormon, but
they
like
stopped
never
going when she was a kid anyway. Yeah,
like kind of performative.
David Archuleta's experience with the church was very similar to mine, and it was also in like his 20s that he left. Like, I just feel like I relate to him so much, and that's so something like rare. You know, like I don't know any other celebrities like that, so I know
a few like TikTokers who have built their TikTok fan base.
Well, yeah, I've seen that too, but he's
religious
a little
whatever
different, a little more mainstream.
I love him so much.
I love him. Anyways, David Archuleta song came on after the Katy Perry song, and I was like, oh my gosh, do you think David Archuleta knows that they're playing his song on like the same station as this? Like, oh my gosh. And I was like worried. I think I said a prayer for David Archuleta. And like I was so worried, which is so ironic because he's gay. Like, like do you think I should tell him? I should reach out to him like, hey David,
he would love this.
You probably
story.
like won't see this. Just like
he
make a TikTok.
He actually would love this so much.
I just see a TikTok of like,
honestly,
this is for David Archuleta. He
might see the TikTok.
I'm like, spread this. I want David Archuleta to see this. Like,
absolutely do it. Honestly,
maybe I'll put it on my Ren and Stumpy TikTok that we haven't posted on it forever.
Do it.
But yeah, anyway, it was just like a funny thing. And now every time I hear that song, or I like even think about Katy Perry, I think about like that time when I was worried for David Archuleta because he was on the same. And like my cousin and I were so shocked by it that she literally wrote me a letter a few months after because she heard it on the radio again. And she was like, there's a line where she says like she can taste her cherry chapstick. Can you believe that? That's so gross. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, very different now. Because me and David Archuleta are both queer.
One thing I love...
Oh, sorry. I've got to clear my nasal cavity. Is that what it's called? I don't know.
Yeah. One thing I love, this is kind of related. You were talking about how you were clearly kind of a homophobic child. Not your fault.
Well, it was, yeah.
But
I was raised in a way...
Something really random and weird about me. I was raised super Mormon. I was raised pretty much exactly the same way you were raised. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm super lucky, right? I just never bought into homophobia.
No, okay.
Never for 1 second.
Okay, let me. I
was always like, what the fuck? That's
stupid. Let me explain myself. You
don't need to defend yourself.
No. Because I agree. I'm the same, but I have to explain how I'm the same because it doesn't sound like I am based off the Katy Perry thing. I remember I was literally just telling our friend Kendall about this the other day, that even though I was raised Mormon, I don't feel like I ever truly bought into like right-wing politics. Like there was always a part of me, even from an early age, that just like didn't get it. Like I was never really into that. I think like at some point, like, I don't know, I probably said like no Obama when he was running because like mom and dad just said that they didn't like him and I had no idea what that meant. But what was I talking about? But the Katy Perry thing, I never really thought there was anything wrong with, like, gay people either.
You just felt like you should have had something wrong with it?
No. It was, like, but lesbianism was a harder pill for me to swallow because of internalized stuff. Because I'm a woman.
Because you realized that's queer. How you felt?
Yeah, so it was a lot more scary to me. So I was a lot more, like, scared of it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But, like... I don't know, like, gay men, never. I was like, that's weird. Like, ever. I was always just like, okay. But then when it was women, I was like, that's crazy. That's weird. Because it could potentially apply to you. And it did. And it did. Specifically because it did. And, like, I think internally, like, I knew that. Yeah. But I was, like, pushing it down.
I don't really know why, but I just, like, I always thought it was bullshit. I was like, what? Why? What's wrong with
do you know what's,
loving someone?
Well, do you know what's crazy?
Love is a good thing.
I didn't even realize that churches were, like, against it until I was, like, a teenager. I didn't realize.
They just avoid talking about it
and so I was like, wait, what? Because I was like, huh? I didn't understand. Because I remember there was, like, a time, I was, like, I don't even know, 14 or 15, and I got into Troye Sivan, and I was, like, all in, like, right, like, loved Tyler Oakley and stuff. And it was around that time that I, like, had learned through, like, the internet that, like, churches were against it, and I started to realize that the Mormon church was against it, and I was like, what? I was like, wait, why? I was confused, because I never really got it. I remember specifically, do you remember the Bromance song?
Yeah.
Romance. There's nothing really gay about it. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. I love you in the most heterosexual way.
Okay, moving on.
I remember singing that song because I thought it was, like, so funny, popular internet song. And when I would sing it around mom and dad, I would emphasize the not that there's anything wrong with being gay part, because I thought that they would be upset if I was being offensive towards gay people. So I wanted them to make sure that they knew I wasn't singing an offensive song. I would literally emphasize that line. Like, I had no idea.
That's awkward.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of funny, though?
Yeah. I remember the way I found out that the church was against homosexuality. It was in 2016, the year that gay marriage was legalized.
I think it was 2015.
Was it 2015?
June 26th, 2015, I think.
It was 2016. Either way, doesn't matter.
I always thought it was 2016 too, and then I saw something once that was that I was wrong, and I was like, I've been wrong this whole time.
Okay, whatever year it was, I was like 12, 13 maybe, and I was like, I don't remember how it came up, but we were talking about how gay marriage was legalized, and I was, like, happy about it. I was like, this is a good thing that they have this freedom now.
I had this conversation with Mom, too.
And Mom and Dad made it very clear to me. They were like, oh,
it was
Annie.
2015.
Okay. They were like, oh, Annie, this isn't a good thing.
Next year.
They were, like, mad at me for thinking it was a good thing.
Dude, next year Pride's going to be crazy. 10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That's
anyways.
Crazy. But no, they made it, like, clear to me. They were like, this is not a good thing. And I remember them getting in a fight about it with Audrey, actually. Audrey got involved somehow.
I remember having a fight with them about it. So when I like came home from school not school, because it was June. What was I doing? Work. I was at work. I was working at Subway at the time. I came home from work at Subway, and I hadn't, like, heard the news yet, and Mom brought it up, and I was like, wait, really? I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a good thing. And she's like, really? You think that's a good thing? And I was like, yeah, that's good news. Like, that's, like, really amazing for a lot of people. And then...
Because newsflash, gay people getting married does not in any way harm straight people.
No, it's like, why do you care at all? Anyway, I was, like, excited. I was like, oh, that's good news. And, like, I didn't think much of it. And then, like, a week or two later, I was talking about probably, like, Troye Sivan, some gay, like, YouTuber I liked. And
you liked a lot of gay YouTubers.
I liked a lot of gay YouTubers. Dad said something. I don't remember exactly how I brought it up. But he, like, did the most dad thing where he, like, takes things... Like, he makes things so, like, vulgar for no reason.
Yeah.
And
he takes things way too far.
Yeah, well, and he was like, you think that, like, gay people should, like, get married or whatever? He's like, you think it's okay for a man to have sex with another man? And I was like, yeah, why does that matter? And he's like, you think that a man should be able to, like, put his penis inside another man's butt? I'm like, why do you have to say it like that? Like, why do you're trying to make it sound gross so
like
that
saying a man puts his penis in a woman's vagina also sounds
gross.
That
also
sounds gross.
Like, you're just saying
gross stuff comes out of vaginas, too.
Yeah, like, I'm like, you're just purposely saying it in
maybe
an
not
obscene, like, vulgar way to make it seem more disgusting. And, like, that's not going to work.
Dad always does that kind of stuff.
Does.
He uses the stupidest comparisons and says things in the worst possible ways to make them look bad.
And I'm like, I'm not falling for your stuff. I was like, yes, I do think that that's fine. And then I, like, walked away.
But, yeah, I was like, well, because I was still kind of on the, like, well, I'm Mormon, so I guess I have to think that it's not okay, but, like, they should still get to make that choice if they want to. Mm-hmm. And I tried to explain that to Mom and Dad when it was legalized, and I don't remember how it went super well. I was young, but...
How did we get on this? Oh, I was talking about David Archuleta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I never bought into it. I was like, that's so stupid.
Okay, I have some hot takes.
Love is a good thing. There's a quote in one of my favorite K-dramas, actually, that I think is so beautiful. The main character is autistic, so he sees things very literally and, like, straightforward. And the the concept of homosexuality comes up because there's an episode about it. But I love this quote. He's like, we see not being able to feel love as a flaw. That's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. So why do we see this kind of love as a bad thing too?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I wish I remembered the exact way he said it, because it's beautiful. Also, you still need to watch that drama. It's Moved to Heaven, and it's so fucking incredible.
Maybe at some point.
But anyways, Anyway, Lord, continue.
Well, the other thing I was going to say that I love is the movie Home. I love that movie.
I love that movie.
I feel like
it's so underrated.
I think it's really underrated. Like, it's people forget that it, like, happened. Yeah. But I love that movie.
Oh, stupid, weird-looking aliens. This looks dumb.
They're like on some dumb DreamWorks thing.
But, and I understand that on the surface level, it doesn't look like it would be a great movie.
It's actually beautiful.
It's so beautiful, and it's so
soundtrack.
Sweet. The soundtrack is gorgeous. Like, the only good thing that Jennifer Lopez has ever done. There are a couple movies she's been in that I've liked.
Okay,
but
I have a couple hot takes.
Okay,
so
let's hear them.
One of them is, this is a thing that, like, I don't know how...
I'm gonna get a haircut, by the way.
Okay. I don't know how, like, on, like, couples, like, side of TikTok you are, like, how many couples videos you see, or, like, relationship-related videos. But I feel like I get them a lot. And for the most part, like, I hate them because it's just a very judgmental side of the internet where, like, everyone's labeling everyone as toxic, and it's like... Mm-hmm. You'll never have a healthy relationship in the eyes of people on the internet ever. Like, I just don't like that side of Instagram or TikTok. But there's this, like, thing that I saw debated a lot a while ago where, like, if your boyfriend was being hit on by another woman, like, they were, like, asking their partners, like, if you were being hit on by another woman, like, what would you say? And they were judging based off, like, how their partner answered. Like, would you say... no, I have a girlfriend, or would you say, sorry, I have a girlfriend?
If they turn her down, they turned her down. Like,
well, and here's
I don't think the wording really matters that much.
I don't think it does either. But I think, like, people were getting so weird about it. And in my head, I'm kind of like, when he's saying sorry, it doesn't mean, like, sorry, like, I would if I didn't have my girlfriend. That's not what he's saying. He's
also, maybe they would if they didn't have a girlfriend, but they do have a girlfriend. Okay, that's not the end of the world anyway.
But still.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
But, like, they're not saying that, though. They're saying sorry because, like,
it seems mean to turn someone down no matter what your reason is.
Rejecting someone is still, like, hard.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's awkward.
Someone putting themselves out there to, like, ask for your number or tell you that they think you're attractive is, like, that's a really difficult and awkward thing to do.
Also, that person hasn't done anything wrong.
Exactly.
Unless they continue after they've said they have a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever.
But just, like, seeing someone you're attracted to and wanting to talk to them and maybe get their number, like, that's not a bad
There's nothing wrong with that. I see way too much hate for people in that situation.
It's not like they could read his mind and know he has a girlfriend.
They haven't done anything wrong until the second that they know they're in a relationship.
I know that this is not, like...
Then they have the potential to
I think this is kind of a hot take because most of the comments and things that I saw on the internet were, like, not agreeing. They're like, oh, do not say sorry. Like, why are you sorry to her? I'm like, because you rejected her.
Because
she was interested and you
sitting
said
in the corner working up the courage all night to ask this person out, and she might feel really horrible,
right?
And really rejected.
Like, maybe he's like,
so trying to let her down easy is not a bad thing to do.
Well, like, maybe he's like the barista at, like, the coffee shop she goes to regularly, and she's had a little crush on him forever and doesn't know that he has a girlfriend, but, like, finally is like, you know, could I get, like, your number sometime? Like, maybe we could hang out. And he says, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have a girlfriend, but, like, you know, what is wrong with that?
It's nothing wrong with you. You haven't done anything wrong here.
Why do we have to be mean to these women?
You're nice. But I'm sorry. Like, that's not going to happen. That's okay.
Like, why do we have to be mean to these women?
They haven't done anything wrong.
If these women are doing the types of things, they're, like, coming up to men and, like, randomly sitting on their laps and stuff. Like, I've seen that kind of shit.
Then,
like, yeah, you can be mean to her. But if someone's just, like, interested in you,
there's nothing wrong
with that. It is okay
to
say sorry when you reject her. Like, that's not bad.
Honestly, people who think that are so not girls. Like,
I kind of agree. I'm like, no, I think, like, do I love the idea?
She's allowed to hit on your man. That might make you upset, but, like, as long as he says no, she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, like, I don't love the idea of other girls, like, finding Nathan attractive and wanting to, like, ask him on a date or whatever. But
you should be flattered.
But I'm like, I have an attractive boyfriend. I know that. Yeah. Like, if I find him attractive, why would other people not?
Gonna find him attractive.
He is attractive. Like, I get it. I don't love the idea of another girl coming up and flirting with him.
But you're not going to blame her.
No, and I'm not going to be mad at him
for being like, side, girly. He's hot.
I'm like, you're so right. You have good taste, actually. I'm going to just be like, oh, well, you know, if he says, like, oh, sorry, I have a girlfriend.
It's just literally what's wrong with that. Deep.
Yeah, I don't get that. Okay, this is kind of a hotter take. I take this with a grain of salt. Because I don't know if I'm going to say this
I'm worried.
Well, it's not that bad. I just don't know if I'm going to phrase this the right way. So, you know how, for the large part of contraception, the responsibility for it rests on the woman's shoulders a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. You know, birth control or like IUD or, implant in your arm or whatever. It's usually on the women's shoulders to figure out contraception. And of course, there's like condoms and stuff too, but that's a two-party thing. And people for a long time have been saying like male birth control like can exist and should, because like a man can impregnate however many women he wants in a 9-month period, where meanwhile a woman can only get pregnant once in a 9-month period, right? So it's like, honestly, birth control has been placed onto the wrong gender. And like, I do agree with that. I'm like, no, it actually does make more sense for the men to be the ones. Like, it does. Like, they can spread their seed a lot easier than women can spread their eggs. Yeah. So like, spread their eggs as if they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But do we trust the men to be responsible enough?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Do we trust men to be responsible enough to take a pill every day?
Many men would lie.
They'd not just like, lie.
Oh yeah, I had a vasectomy, or oh yeah, I took the pill.
Not just lie, but like be just like irresponsible and forgetful. Like I just don't trust them.
No, I don't trust them.
Like
either.
I get that it should be both people's responsibility, but like
women are so much more trustworthy.
I trust women more.
No, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah,
obviously, I wish we lived in a world where we could trust men to do that.
If the roles were reversed,
there are certain men who I would trust to do that. Yeah. Like I'm sure you trust Nathan.
Oh yeah. But if the roles were reversed and men were the ones primarily responsible for contraception, there would be way more accidental pregnancies.
Yeah, probably.
I can almost guarantee it. Like I just feel like they don't.
Especially because a lot of women will be on the pill but say we should use a condom anyway, because women are like extra scared.
Oh yeah,
they're the ones who
it affects them our bodies. More, so. If men like do it to like a woman's body, then it's like
they'll be like, "Oops, just get an abortion."
Blah, or whatever. They can just like, or they're like, "Well, it's not my body," so like they don't really feel the weight of it.
I'm probably never gonna see her again because some girl I hooked up with at a club.
That's why I just don't feel like they wouldn't care as much, which is like fucked up.
Do you like my man voice?
Yeah. Also, you made it sound like you're super anti-abortion. Maybe you should clear that up.
Abortion's okay. I'm not anti-abortion. I don't think it should always be like number one option, always your backup, but abortion's okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's like kind of my hot take. I'm like, I just don't trust them. I'm sorry. I'm like, it would be nice in an ideal world.
Then I get in my electric vehicle and I go get an abortion. What's that whole thing again? I want to memorize that. Oh, the day is January 6th. It never changes. That whole monologue is so wacky.
Okay. I love it. Anyway, we've gone for almost an hour now. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? I went through my whole notes. I went through both my notes.
I got none.
I feel like we yapped a good one today.
We're big ol' yappers for real.
Well, I feel like we actually talked about interesting topics for once. Sometimes I listen back to our episodes and I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm like, none of this had like a... It wasn't like
meaningfully today.
Yeah, we have like a good...
Maybe it's time to be
I was going to say a meaningful map session.
A meaningful map session.
A meaningful yap session. What's your song recommendation? My song recommendation is Cinderella by Remy Wolf.
I fucking love that song. Mine is...
Me and the boys in the hotel lobby.
That's my impression of the whistle on that song.
Really good.
I don't know.
Annie.
Hold on.
Girl, I gotta make dinner and take my birth control.
Mine is One Thing by Stacy.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for only one thing.
Okay.
Only one thing.
Alright, guys. That is a wrap, if I do say so myself.
What should I have for dinner? A wrap? What?
I saw this Instagram video today of this like girl who was talking about she was at work and she was like, I had a table, she's like a waitress I guess, she's like, I had a table ask me what a burrito is today and I audibly said, bro, huh?
Still one of my favorite stories to
or
tell
maybe it was
about
like,
my last
bro,
job.
what? Or something like that. But it was like, oh my God.
My favorite story to tell about when I worked at Blaze. And I really wish this was a lie. But the time that someone straight up asked, what's the difference between a 1-topping and a 2-topping pizza?
Oh my God. What's the difference between a 1-topping and a 2-topping?
What's the difference between the number 1 and the number 2?
People... like, you have to like hold up your fingers and show them.
1 topping,
2 toppings. People would ask the dumbest questions like that at Subway too. Sometimes people would ask dumb questions and then immediately realize that they asked a dumb question.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, "What are those?" I'm like, "Tomatoes," and they're like, "Oh."
Like, oh, they didn't look like tomatoes.
They're like, "Oh, I'm actually so stupid." I'm like, "Okay." Like. The people would do that kind of shit all the time.
That kind of stuff I just think is funny. But sometimes they wouldn't realize. Clearly just like human error, you know?
Well, sometimes they wouldn't realize that. Like, it would just be stupid stuff, and I'm like, are they joking? I can't, like...
Who knows?
Like, oof. Anyways.
Well, I had a lot of people, I'd ask if they wanted salt and oregano on their pizza at the end. So many people just didn't know what oregano is.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video?
What's oregano?
Have you seen the video of that girl who, like, went out to a restaurant, and her waitress was like... so her friend ordered a steak, and the waitress was like, "How would you like your cow cooked?" And she's like, kind of a weird way of like phrasing that question, but like whatever.
They didn't think that steak was cow.
No. The steak
like,
was fine. They were like, okay, weird. And then she got a hamburger, and she's like, "How would you like your cow cooked?"
Oh, she was
like,
it was ham.
"You mean pig?" Like, well done, thanks. She's like, "I've never understood why people like will get burgers pink in the middle because like they're pork. Like you can't have pink pork. Like it says ham. It's in the name of hamburger."
It's almost like they come
and like
from
she was so serious though.
Yeah, no, I saw that video.
And I was like, "Girl, you are not." And she's like, it was kind of embarrassing because I was like, how do I correct her without making her feel stupid?
Honestly, when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, for my own peace of mind, I'm gonna assume that this is rage bait, and I'm gonna continue on.
I have to because I'm like, I can't go on
like
believing that you actually think
I can't live on this earth if that's true.
Oh my gosh, no, like, I know
this has to be rage bait. I see multiple things a day that I'm like, I'm just gonna assume this is rage bait and
move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
bye.
We've yapped. Bye. Ow. Annie just beat me up.
No, I muted my mic.
Annie just punched me in the eye.